Merry Christmas, everybody. I'm Pete Burak, and you're watching Cathlist. Well, it's Christmas Day, so guess what we'll be talking about? Yeah, okay, you got it. What's the real meaning of Christmas? Nope, it's not being charitable or kind or spending time with our families. While all of those are good things, take a look at the name of the holiday. Christmas. 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 It's the celebration of the birth of Jesus Christ. Despite the rumor that just won't die, Christmas is not based on a pagan holiday. Not Saturnalia, not Sol Invictus, not nothing. There is absolutely zero evidence of this. Christmas is the second oldest annual Christian celebration next to Easter. The word Christmas comes from an Old English ship. No, I'm kidding. Old English word meaning the Mass of Christ. Incidentally, the word holiday also comes from an Old English ship, from the phrase holy day. Christmas was forbidden in England by an Act of Parliament in 1644, and following the Protestant Reformation, the Puritans and other groups condemned it, considering it a Catholic invention. Celebration of Christmas was also banned in Boston from 1659 to 1681. This was revoked in 1681 by an English governor, but celebrating Christmas was not commonplace until the mid-19th century. You've heard of the 12 days of Christmas, yes? Well, Christmas isn't only one day, and it's not 12 either. The official rule says that Christmas begins at the first Vespers of the Nativity of the Lord and up to and including the Sunday after Epiphany, or after January 6th. So the length of Christmas varies. Churches don't have to have a midnight mass. The universal norms say that the Vigil Mass of the Nativity is used on the evening of Christmas Eve, either before or after the first Vespers. Within the Christmas season is a period of 8 days called an octave. The octave begins on Christmas Day, and there are a number of important feast days during the time, including St. Stephen, the first martyr, St. John, the beloved disciple, the Holy Innocents, and the Solemnity of Mary, the Holy Mother of God. Gift-giving, wassailing, and the like are surprisingly not the result of modern capitalism, so we can't blame Macy's for that one, folks. It's actually an ancient Roman tradition, who did this exact same thing on New Year's Day, and was actually shunned by the Catholic Church at first because, materialism. In the United Kingdom and many Commonwealth countries, Christmas crackers are a popular thing. These little bonbon-looking paper thingies go bang when pulled apart and usually include a toy or goodie.
Well done, lad.
Oh, we got a paper clip.
You got a toy?
Paper clip, mate.
Paper clip.
These were invented in 1847 by a candy seller, best job ever, by the way, Tom Smith, with the most boring name ever, right behind John Smith. The holly bush, most commonly used for Christmas wreaths, is a very thorny bush, not that fun to work with, commemorating the crown of thorns Jesus wore during his passion, and the little red berries represent the drops of his blood. Not according to popular belief, Martin Luther did not grace the world with the Christmas tree. The first association actually comes from St. Boniface in the 7th century, when he chopped down a tree considered as a sacred thing to Thor in an attempt to prove to the villagers that their gods weren't legit. I think it worked. By the 15th century, people were cutting down trees and decorating them. So by the time Luther came around, this tradition had been a long-standing one. Christmas or Xmas?
Happy Xmas, Xmas people! Xmas cards have arrived! Xmas!
Well, the second one comes from the Greek letter chi, X, which is the first letter of Christ's name in Greek. Santa Claus is actually based on jolly old Saint Nick, a Catholic bishop of the 3rd century who was known for secretly giving gifts of money to the poor. In the late 1800s, an Indianian, someone from Indiana, we just made that up, a candy maker wanted to express the meaning of Christmas through candy and came up with the candy cane. Each part of the candy cane represents something different. White for purity, stripes for the scourging, 3 for the Trinity, red for shed blood, and the crook for the good shepherd's staff. We'll do an episode on candy, Catholic candy, later. Bethlehem, the small town where the first Christmas took place, means house of bread. And we can't help but notice that Jesus said, "I am the bread of life, and take this bread and eat it. It is my body." Boom. The stable Christ was born in was technically a cave. The terrain in Bethlehem forced the ancient people of Israel to build primarily stone buildings and utilize existing natural caves. You can actually still visit this place. The Church of the Nativity in Bethlehem is built over this cave, and it is now a major shrine. You think? I mean, God was born there. In this place, midnight mass is celebrated every Christmas. How incredible would that be to attend that? Midnight Mass, where Jesus was born. My nose itches. The infamous song, The 12 Days of Christmas, actually has a meaning. When Catholics were prohibited from practicing their faith in England, they came up with a creative way to show it without being caught and imprisoned. And one of these ways was this song, repetitive and annoying as it is. Each verse is an analogy for something in the Catholic faith. You should look it up. It's fascinating. So Jesus might have been born in the spring. The gospel tells us that the shepherds were keeping their flock by night, and this wasn't done in the winter months because, well, it was cold. Did you know a Christmas tradition for most Italians and the Vatican residents is to serve roast beef and sweet Christmas cakes, known as panettone, and pandoro, a yeast cake originating in Verona. Then, said Italians usually exchange little gifts called torosino, similar to nougat with roasted nuts. Nougat, my favorite ingredient in Three Musketeers. Various regions of Germany have their own traditional Christmas pastries, such as the good old-fashioned gingerbread in Nuremberg, shaped gingerbread in Aachen, and fruitcake and cinnamon stars in Dresden. The ones in Dresden are a little burned. Ooh, too soon? Many European countries traditionally serve a Yule log at Christmas, a biscuit roll decorated with cream, frosting, and chocolate. In the early church, the main winter holiday was not Christmas, but Epiphany, as explained by the Catechism. The Epiphany is the manifestation of Jesus as Messiah of Israel, Son of God and Savior of the world. The great Feast of Epiphany celebrates the adoration of Jesus by the wise men, the Magi, from the east, together with his baptism in the Jordan and the wedding feast at Cana in Galilee. And that's all the time we have for now, folks. We hope you have a blessed and joy-filled Christmas, and we'll see you next time. God bless.
Ho, 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 ho.